Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United agenda. And it is Monday night, and after a disappointed weekend on the opening game of the season, we're back, but we're trying to stay as positive as possible after all the transfer rumors that's flying around Manchester at the moment. So, guys, everyone, welcome to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Welcome to the Man United agenda. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United agenda. And it's a theme at the moment. Solo is always late. Always technical issue. Solo is always late. Slap in the wrist. So, guys, everyone, welcome back to the Man United agenda. It is Monday, and we have a fantastic panels with us today. Mr. B, how are we doing?
A little bit better.
Let me clear my throat.
A little bit better than yesterday. Not much, but a little bit better than yesterday. Football-wise. Life-wise, I'm good, but football-wise, I'm a little bit better than yesterday.
Big up. Well done. Thank you again, as always. And Amanda, Mr. Positivity.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm just noticing we're all wearing blue apart from you. You're wearing pink today, are you, Errol?
Listen, it's pink.
Okay.
3-piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart casual.
Well,
Smart casual.
I'm doing fine. It's like the day after, isn't it? I was really disappointed with the performance and the result. We discussed it yesterday. We've got to move forward, and I'm sure we sort of this is like a therapy session, like Eddie was saying last night. So yeah, I've done a lot of talking about the game today, and I feel a lot better right now. I'm at peace. Hopefully, Andy will keep us calm.
And Andy, sir, welcome back to the channel. Absolute pleasure. And for those of you guys who don't know, Andy will be with us every Monday night going forward. And as what Amanda said, it's like the midnight sort of going through everything that we need to go through about Manchester United. The healing process starts, and it starts with Andy. So, Andy, how are you doing, sir? You're our healer for today.
Yeah, Reverend Tate. Reverend Tate. Yeah, I'm good. Bit of sunshine today. Looking forward for the rest of the week as well. Enjoy a bit of sun, get out. Got a new mountain bike, so I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, get some exercise. I'm trying to eat better as well. So, but apart from the football, life is good.
And on that bike, as you said, you got a bike. I'm sure there's a couple of players you'd like to get on the back of it to get them at Old Trafford as well.
They're not worthy of touching my mountain bike. No way. Nobody touches my baby. No way.
Oh, absolutely brilliant, guys. Welcome to the channel. 17 in the chat. If you're new to the channel, please hit a subscribe. And if you're old to the channel, you know what to do is hit the like button. We are going to get the fantasy football code up as well. If you haven't yet joined the league, there's about 157, I believe, that's in the league. The league will close. Oh, there you go. Wow. The code is 1CZLY1. This league, we will close it in game 2, I think, week 2,
yeah,
Mr. B?
So after this game week, once you enter after this game week, it's going to be cut off. After that, it's just whoever's in there's in there. After that, you just have to watch all the glory and all the fun.
Yep. And we do a show on a Tuesday night as well. So tomorrow night, live at 8:30, we'll be doing a Fantasy League show. And probably not tomorrow, but probably the week after game 2, we start seeing people who are top of the league in the fantasy football join the channel as well on a Tuesday night. So to give their insight on the reason being why they picked their team and why I think Amanda is above me in the league. I don't understand that. Grunt. Yeah, exactly. No, not sure.
Small game, mate.
Listen.
I've heard that before.
It's only one game. So we're going to kickstart the Brighton review of it. And Andy, you were at the game yesterday. Obviously, pre-season been fantastic. We had you on the show last week. You were excited. You're looking forward to going to the game. And you went to the game and the team lineup come out. So first things first, what did you make of the lineup to begin with?
I thought, okay, it was the best team we could put out. with the circumstances. We say there was no Martial. He had to go with a false 9. The midfield, I was scratching my head. I don't know, why didn't you give Garnacho a start, or Gardner as well in the positions? I thought the defence looked strong. The first couple of minutes, you're supposed to go at him in the first 10 minutes, and it's optimism, isn't it? The first 10 minutes of a new season, you go at him. We didn't do that in the first 10 minutes. It was just pass from the back, start from the back, try and pick a pass, try and find a pass, midfield. No, there's nothing there in the first 10 minutes, and it sort of set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Right. Amanda, you obviously, we did the preview show, the reaction show yesterday, but just go through as well with you, because obviously I went on the show yesterday. Looking at the team lineup and selection, what changes would you have made from that lineup? Because going in from pre-season, there's one player I noticed that didn't start yesterday, but started every single game in the pre-season for Man United.
So, look, there's a few dilemmas, wasn't there? There was an issue about Ronaldo, whether he should have started. The manager was saying he's only had 45 minutes, to be fair, and he probably wouldn't have been match fit. But then also, he wants to come out of the club. You don't know whether his attitude's right at the moment. He was a bit stroppy when they had a water break the other day during the friendly. So there's a lot of issues with Ronaldo right now. And as a manager, you need to have that authority and the respect. And if you just decide, I'm going to play you anyway because you're Ronaldo, then I imagine some players would frown upon that and look around it. So I think he made the right decision overall. We did discuss this and bump our heads over this, me and Mr. B especially. I think he made the right decision by leaving Ronaldo on the bench. Just to say to everybody, hold your corner, son. I'm going to, find another way to put a team out here, which he did. So fair play to him for that. I felt it was maybe, because we're talking about pre-season, the guys like Eriksen and Martinez, they started. They didn't go on tour, but they actually started the game. So I felt I was a bit surprised that they both started based on the consistency of what the manager's saying. But granted, you might as well get in the mix of things. Martinez, I didn't think had the best of games. So maybe I would have started with the traditional. If you're going to go traditional Mac Fred, I think you should go traditional Harry and Lindelof if Lindelof was fit, that kind of thing. And to add to that, I think what he's doing is giving everyone an opportunity. You, the senior guys, you take responsibility. You go out there, and if you do have a bad game, then he can make the change and say, well, based on that, there's no reputation here. Based on you not performing, I can bring in someone else. And I think after yesterday, the guys didn't do themselves no justice. So they should be looking at the team sheet come next week, whatever, and sweating. A few of them will be.
Yeah. Getting the white towel out like on Monday always does when it's very hot under the collar. He's got it. He's got Andy. What you done to him? He's sweating up the place, man.
Am I blue? Am I blue? Are these tears in your eyes telling you? Anyway, let's move on.
Bravo. What voice? What voice?
Exactly. Voice like an angel. Mr. B, lineup. What did you think of the lineup yesterday? Because after this, I want to go to Andy because he was at the game yesterday, and I want to just let him give us his whole process of the game from the minute you get there to the end of it.
I thought Malacia was going to start. To be honest, I don't think Shaw did anything, pulled up any trees in pre-season. I expected Maguire to start and Martinez and Dalot. Obviously, I did. I was so mad that them two played in the centre of the park. I refuse to call their name now. I'm done. I was surprised that they played. The false number 9, I understand why it was played, but I would have played Bruno as a false number 9, not Eriksen. But look, it is what it is. The game's gone. And the more that I'm talking now, and I can see all of that vexation coming back. So I'll just leave it up to you, Andy, to fill us in on your view from the stands.
Yeah, and Andy, I'm going to come to you because I just want to hear. I'm just going to say, Malacius, I thought he was going to start. He was in my predicted starting 11. I did have Scott and Fred, but when I was thinking about it more so, Donny van der Beek, I think, started most of the pre-season for Manchester United, and it seemed like it worked for him because yesterday when he came on the pitch, I don't know whether or not it's me or if people agree with me, but there was more of sort of, he was getting the ball around, spreading the ball a bit more around the pitch. It seems like there was a better sort of structure around the midfield than when Scott and Fred was there, even though I'm a Fred guy. But at the same time, I just think Donny came on and did really well. So, Andy, give us, this is your part. You just take it away. You tell us what you think, the thought process of the game, how the game went, and what the sort of the fans where you were sitting with, how they felt after the game.
I think I would say there was a lot of excitement and urgency. Like I said, this is a new season. We've got new players in. Eriksen was starting, and we said Martinez was starting. I was surprised with Luke Shaw starting and McFred as well. But the expectations it seems to have got the better of him. Again, it gets the better of him. If you think back to a couple of seasons ago, when it was empty stadiums, there was no pressure then. No pressure. They always come back. There was always a team spirit there. But like I say, everything's gone back to normal. The crowds are there now. They just can't cope with it, and they just didn't cope with the expectations yesterday, the fans. And the fans were getting on the back straight away. Even at the midfield, Martinez, Brighton played well. Don't take nothing away from Brighton. They pumped us 4-0 at the end of the season, and they were well worth the win yesterday. And I just remember Bruno saying, like, they said the fans were saying we're not fit to wear the shirt after that game, 4-0 at Brighton, and it was the same again yesterday. Absolutely the same again. The urgency, the crowd wanting to go forward. Come on, attack, and Brighton just sat in their own half and just took it every minute, took their time, just like to actually neutralise. And when we did go at him, they hit us pretty fast. The first goal was, I would say, Danny Welbeck, wasn't it? Danny Welbeck was shooting down the line.
Yeah,
I think it was a shot. It was the fault of Martinez. First game, fair enough. You expect that. And Maguire, though. Maguire should look as well. He was, like I say, he was on the back of him as well, and he's appealing for offside. Come on, Harry. You should know you got caught last season at Anfield like that. You got to be on the marker. So the second goal was from we were down near their corner flag in their own half, and they broke, and the runners and the pace again. Can't pick up your markers, and so it was. De Gea was at fault as well for one of the goals, so it was frustrating, and the crowd was getting angry. And at half time, they got booed off. They really got booed off. I mean, it sort of felt like that Liverpool game at half time. Just for the few minutes, it felt like Liverpool game, booed off, really booed off. Like I say, they shot off pretty quick. They got off the very fast, and they come on, I think, about 3 or 4 minutes before Brighton came out the second half. They really did. They came out early and started doing the drills, and let's say it took 7 minutes for Ronaldo to bring him on 7 minutes into the second half. Why they didn't start him from the second half, I don't know. Then, like I said, we had a little bit of a 10-minute spell. If you count all the chances we created, it was like, to me, it was like 3 chances we created in the entire game. 3 chances. There was Rashford on the far post. In the first half, there was Bruno when he skied it. And it's up there with a space shuttle. Still up with a space shuttle in orbit. Probably took out a satellite. Would have done us better. You wouldn't be able to watch the game. But the urgency for 10 minutes was good, and the crowd sensed on it and got behind them. And when we did get the goal, it fell flat again. It really fell flat, and it's the crowd wanting, like you say, the crowd wanted the Stretford end getting behind them. And people are moaning about the fans getting angry and getting on the case. The players have to give us something to get behind. It works both ways. Oh, it's not fair. You should back them all the way, whatever they do. You got to give us something to cheer and shout for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. And it wasn't there yesterday. And that was an abject performance of the last 6-7 games of last season. The last 6-7 games. Oh, why am I here? Oh, I don't know what to do. I've been I best run and hide. Run and hide. I tell you, it absolutely was. I say it's only first game. It's only one game. I know it, but it was like I said this on the paddock. It's like the Grim Reaper. The claws are still there, digging in. It's like I'm still here. I'm still here. But what do you do? And full credit to Brighton. They were well worth the win. But we move on now. But I think Ten Hag is seeing the problems now. Most of that squad don't deserve a second chance. They don't deserve a second chance. But now he's seen it. He's probably gone. He's probably gone. He's like, I've got to work with this. Probably gone. And they've had conversations in with McLaren and Arnold, and what's been the rumours circulating on Sunday night with the potential transfer incoming. And it's just comical. It's just comical. But we go again next Saturday. But I think he's going to be brutal. He's going to be brutal now. He has to be brutal. Bruno was shocking. Rashford is shocked. He's absolute. His confidence. He's shot. He could be finished. He's at a career point at Old Trafford in the next 12 months now. Same with Bruno. Same maybe with Maguire or Luke Shaw as well. You got to. I hope they feel the heat in the competition, because they say we need another 1 or 2 transfer windows, maybe 3 transfer windows. He will absolutely decimate what's left of that team, and I hope he does. I hope he does. Egos or not, people moaning, "Oh, it's not fair." Go cry somewhere else. I don't want it. I don't want. If you can't match the expectations of what that badge means, then like you say, you're not fit for a Manchester United shirt at all. If you're there just for the money and the glamour and the flashy cars and big house, go.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you so much for that. OMONDI, I'm going to come to you first, and it's quite a breakdown what Andy just gave us there, and it's food thoughts as well. What do you make of some of the comments he's made? Because he has made some great points regarding, obviously, it would take a couple of transfer windows to get Ten Hag. There's certain players on the radar who shouldn't be at Manchester United. We on the channel, obviously, we don't, no one really and truly batter any of the players, but we just want to see the players play for Manchester United and play for the badge, like what Andy say. We just want them to give that performance. And yet again, we've gone into a season where the fans are booing the players because they're not putting a shift in.
Well, first thing I want to say, I think it's great having Andy on, because he's more qualified than all of us because he goes to the home games, and it's all right. I'm sitting here watching it on Sky, and you don't really get the feel. You don't really see what's going on. You can't really scan the whole of the pitch. And he's got first-hand insight into what's going on the pitch. So anything he says, I will trust his judgment. A couple of things he did say where I raised an eyebrow in support. I was nodding, actually. When he talked about Rashford being done, and if he doesn't sort out next season or within the next 12 months, then it could be over for him, I do agree with that. I think for a long time now, Rashford hasn't developed. He hasn't stepped up and moved on. Ever since, I don't know what the turning point for me was, but it was when he started doing his outside school dinner business and everything else, and MBE and all this kind. Since then, he's just gone to pot in a way. I'm not happy with his performances for a long time. He's very one-dimensional. He wants to get onto his right foot and shoot from outside the box. You never see him doing really good link-up play. He's got so much talent. I just think it's a shame that this would be one of the players with a lot of talent who just doesn't make it, in my opinion. And at the moment, whatever age he is and what sort of money he's on and that kind of thing, and the stature that he had, his stock is going down fast. And someone else, one of these guys, Garnacho or another guy, will come in soon and just keep him at the side for good, because they will show a lot more desire, a lot more ability than him. He's lucky, very lucky at the moment to be in the side, in my opinion. I was saying at the start of the season, he should be a squad player. And especially when you had Anthony, I put Sancho on there and Anthony on the right, for example. The other thing he said about Bruno, I do think Bruno, despite his numbers, I think Bruno is a talented player. He's got good technique. He plays with his head up. He looks like he's. I don't know. I was going to ask because we're not at the stadium, but he looks like he's putting it in and he wants to work hard. And he's got that sort of stature about him where you think he's trying his best for the team. But I just think he's been cheating for the last couple of years and playing too high up the pitch, thinking, right, I'll get the glory, I'll get the goals, you can rely on me. When really, I would want his starting position. I've been saying this for a long time. I want his starting position to be deep. We build as a team, and then when we're camped in their half, then you can do a little bit of showtime magic, that kind of thing. But when we're getting broken on, like this, watching the game last season, the 2 goals was just like watching last season, basically, because we were just getting counted on. Poor defense. I feel sorry for them guys, and people have got time and space to play lovely balls in for their strikers and open us up. And I'm not happy about that. Otherwise, it's McTominay and Fred. I agree. We need better players in that position, and if we're going to start playing, it's like we're playing a system where we want to start building from the back and bringing the ball out from the back. But we'll get it to Fred or get it to McTominay, and they ain't got the ability to pass it any further. So Bruno playing up there, yes, they give me the ball. I'm free. Yeah, you're free because you're cheating, and no one can reach you anyway because no one's got the ability to come. So come deep, start deep, and let's build as a team like that. So there's a lot of things we could talk about. We could make this show like 10 hours going into this sort of.
Mr. B will be hungry in a minute.
But we're not, and I'm going to pass it on to Mr. B because
Mr. B, right? On Monday was talking, and listen, we don't want to say like negative stuff about certain players, but we spoke about Rashford. We spoke about where I think there's players that will take Rashford's place. I don't think Rashford probably get a start come this Sunday. I honestly don't think he will. But we spoke about the Fred of the world. We talk about the sort of Scott of the world and things like that. But do you think for sort of Ten Hag should have given these guys the youngsters, more opportunity in this team this week rather than leaving? Okay.
No, I don't. The players in front of those young kids are internationals. Scott McTominay, fine. He doesn't play centre midfield for Scotland. He shouldn't be playing centre midfield for us anyway. But regardless, he's an international. Fred is an international. Iqbal is 18 years old. Regardless of what he's done in training, same with Savage. Regardless of what they've done in training, there's probably a hierarchy. What I'm hoping is that he has seen that these 2 players, as good as they were in pre-season, as good as they might be in training, they've got all the huff and all of the puff. They have no technique, and he's a technique football coach. So I'm hoping that these players are playing themselves out. Like Fred, we all said, Fred should have come off at halftime or McTominay. What he did, he gave Fred an instruction, and Fred didn't do the instruction. So what did he do? He pulled him off. McTominay, who are we going to replace him with? We've got nobody in the squad. So he had to play McTominay until it got to the stage where it was like, Jesus Christ, what is he doing on the pitch? I have to take him off. And then we had a little bit more play in the game. But obviously, these players are showing him something in training. He's now seen them in the first match. And I'm hoping, dear God, that he's opened his eyes to their limitations. We knew what they were. We've been watching them for 3 years. Why does he have to watch McTominay and Fred? He's seen them for 2 months. If that's the best that he's got in training, that's the best that he's got. Now he's seen them in game. He's realized that there has to be something better at the club. And if not,
yeah, exactly.
Frightened the shit out of me. Is that so? Is that you, Sarah? That made me jump. Yeah, that made me jump.
The dog whisperer.
So yeah, we need to go out and spend some money. I'll be honest. I think he needs to go out and spend some money. And those players, regardless of if they play separate, they can't play together on the pitch.
And to touch, before we go to the comments, to touch on what sort of OMONDI is saying regarding Bruno Fernandes, I think with Bruno Fernandes is Andy is probably the best judge because he goes to the game to see what Bruno Fernandes is like. I went to a game this season and I came back and I was cussing Bruno Fernandes, Andy, and these guys can understand why I was cussing him because of how the numbers he bring up, but watch him on the pitch, watching him how he throws his arms up when he doesn't have the ball, asking players for the ball will come to him, he'll stop halfway through rather than continue. So when you're on TV looking at the game on TV, it looks like the players are messing up, but really and truly Bruno Fernandes is probably asking for the ball, but he can't, he stopped in his run. I don't know if you agree with anything there, Andy.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if he reverts back to that Bruno we signed, it'd be a lot better. Where's that Bruno? That with fresh ideas. Revert back to that, because it might make a difference. It might make a difference to that midfield. Don't say you can't be the he-man. You know what I mean? You can't be the hero all the time. Sometimes you have to take a step back. You want the ball, I want to do this. You are not ready. Maybe his idol growing up was Ronaldo. He's even said it. And he's trying to play like Ronaldo. No, you need to play like yourself, Bruno. You're your own person. Don't be something you're not. Just be Bruno. You've got the talent, but like I say, if you're not going to be performing, you're going to be off the pitch, and then you'll start moaning and start crying, huffing and puffing. Just be yourself. That's all you got to be. Your career is in your own hands. That's it. That's it. Be on the pitch. Be yourself. And maybe, just maybe, you can get that inner Bruno that's lurking there. Bring it back.
In a Bruno.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thanks for that, Andy. Guys, if you're first time watching, there's 37 in the chat at the moment, but we've only got 21 likes. Come on, guys, just make sure you're giving us a like. If you're new to the channel, just give us a subscribe.
Give us a like, please.
Yep, to help the channel grow, like what Andy said, just give us a like there, guys. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go on to some of the comments, but I'm going to say right now, Andy, there's roughly about 100 and something comments, but I know on Monday can't go through all of them.
Certainly can't. Yeah. So I'm going to start with Jackie. She's just come on board. She's the first lady of the Man United agenda, and she went to MotoGP at the weekend rather than go to a Premiership game down in South East London. Anyway, Jackie's saying training, pre-season, a totally different thing, different to playing in a match. There are some players who do excel in matches, but fall short. Good coach, manager knows this. I'm going to go all the way back now because there's a lot of comments, so many, unbelievable today. Andy, you do bring people with you, don't you? You've got like entourage, haven't you, of people behind you. And I think one of them is Steve RSC. He's saying Man United's best game was 3-0 versus Brentford. And that was last season. And they need to play that way to beat them again. He's also saying Man United have to win because it's Liverpool after Brentford. So we don't want to lose like Arsenal last season. They lost their first 3 games. Bath time with Vaughan saying there was a lot of tactical stuff Brighton were doing around De Gea. And it's very worrying for the future. So if you don't know Bath time, go and check out his videos on tactical analysis. It's really good. He's got a great eye for the game and really breaks things down. And I'm blessed to have him on the show tomorrow.
I just need him to talk to me about McTominay. Sorry. Now you can carry on.
Okay, sorry about that. I want to say hi to Rebel, the Irishman, part of the Man United agenda. He's saying De Gea not coming off his line is becoming more of a problem on multiple fronts of the game. So he's not happy with De Gea. I want to say hi to
Can I say something to you? Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
He's complaining about De Gea, but De Gea had more touches as a goalkeeper than what Scott had yesterday as a midfield player. Just saying.
Yeah.
You can't keep blaming De Gea. De Gea is not fault up. Well, the second goal, I'll probably say he should have had a stronger wrist on. But apart from that, you can't keep coming back to De Gea. At the moment, I'm looking at loads of comments. De Gea this, De Gea that, De Gea, De Gea. Let's not worry about De Gea. Let's worry about what's in front of De Gea before we worry about De Gea.
Okay, that's another show. Gopal saying, Welbeck outplayed all our players. Shake my head. He's very disappointed. Hi to Arcade Man. He's saying Potter made Welbeck look like a prime Drogba, much better than Ten Hag. He thinks the manager is better than Ten Hag. Want to say hi to Emma as well, the second lady of the Man United agenda. She's saying we apparently played against Halifax today and won 5-1. So was that a behind closed doors game possibly? Ola Kunle saying hello lads. Guess the news of the United in he's having a laugh. Sorry, Ola Kunle. Rebel again is saying evening lads. The numbers for this Rabiot lad don't stack up. Rather concerned with his signing and exactly who it is wants him at the club. This is Ten Hag's blessing, then heads need to roll. Want to say hi to Robert as well. He's saying we really can't be in for these clowns. This is a shameful club. So obviously it's all over the place. The comments, they're talking about signings coming in. They're talking about a bit of Bruno, a bit of Rashford as well, and a few personal arguments as well. So let's not really deal with the comments so much. I'll just
to
go
the
through
next
them,
one, and I'm going to come straight away. Andy, you said it earlier, right? Thing. We lost that game, and all of a sudden, transfer rumors, the windmills start flying off about Man United and what players we're looking at. Yeah, so we're going to go to Rabiot because he's the one that came in today, and apparently Manchester United have accepted. Juventus have accepted a 15 million transfer for him. This is a player that Juventus now has been trying to get rid of for the last 3 years. They've been crying out to get rid of him. We gave them Pogba for free, and now we've got to pay them money to get for them to get rid of a player they don't even want anywhere in the first place. Also, this player is managed by his mother, who created, I think it was last season or the season before, a massive thing with the French national team.
Mummy's boys, Mummy's boy. They were 3-1 up against Switzerland, weren't they? In the Euros quarter final. Was it quarter final? They were 3-1 up after Pogba doing his dance after his wonder goal. And they blew it, and she was quite critical. She had a go at the families of the players. She had a go at Pogba's family. She had a go at some other players, and they lost the games, and they went to pens and they lost. But look, I'm not a fan of him. Like you say, he's played for. But was he PSG? He played for PSG, and he's played for Juventus. He's experienced. He's played in let's say, all right, it's a Farmers League in France, but he's played in Serie A. He's had Champions League experience. But you know what? He would be better than Scott McTominay. He would. I would look at it, short-term solution. Anything is, like you say, that midfield gets walked through like a hot knife through butter. You at least consider it. I mean, who's to say it won't work? I know it comes with baggage. Who's to say it won't work? You know what I mean? And I'm sure Paul Pogba's probably filled him in anyway. And what's it like? Because he say he's got it all there. And Di Maria, I say he's got the Juventus. He spoke to them as well, so he knows it's probably the state of the club. I think he's here for the payday as well. So he's here for the payday. But it's an option. Let's not be hasty. I'm not happy with it. But sometimes you gotta, like you say, you gotta get a signing in. I know we're desperate. But we can't go. We have to have more signings. We cannot go with this for the rest of the season. We just cannot. So it could be, I say, a cheap option. I was thinking he was going to cost about 40 million. But for 15 million, wow, it's like I say, we bought the fine old lad. Just take a chance. Yeah. What's £15 million?
I know what you're saying there with it, Andy, but you're saying he could be a player that we get. But there was a stat out today, and I think Scott and Fred has a better stats than actually he does.
Do you know what? I don't care. There's no way. I don't give a shit. I've kept my mouth shut, and I've tried. I've really tried.
That is for him.
There's no way any player at Juve is worse than Scott and Fred. I'm sorry. There's not. And for £15 million, if he's an option, take him. If the deal can be done tomorrow, and it means that they have to buy his mama baguette and some brie, do it. Get the deal done. I'm sick and tired of all this faffing about. There's no way that deal was. That had to be something that was spoken about before yesterday's debacle.
Take his mum to Greg's and get her a latte and a steak bake.
Get sweet up the mum. Do whatever you have to do together.
Mum is boy, but mums can be bought.
Exactly. There you go.
He's living it up and he's working hard. Let the mum be happy.
I want him to come. I'm sorry. I want him to come. I'm sick and tired of seeing that shit in our centre midfield. Sorry, tenor. But I'm sick of it. I really am. It's done my head in. So no, if Rabiot is going to cost £15 million, take him. My only issue is that Ten Hag is a disciplinarian. And by all accounts, Rabiot is not one who really likes discipline, put it that way. But maybe he wants to learn. He's not going to come if he knows what Ten Hag is like. He's not just going to come just to get paid and cause trouble in a different country. You know what I mean? I think maybe this is the time where he wants to get his head down and play. You know, I'm hoping
he's French
done.
as well, isn't it? He's French, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm supposed, like I say, he will be speaking to Varane. There's a good chance, like I say, he'll be talking with Varane. So you don't know.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get Amanda to read out the quote from where is it? I don't know which one it is. Can you see the one, Amanda, we need? I'm looking for the quote. Well, I can't see it. Yeah, so let's remove that.
Okay. So here we go. Manchester United reached an agreement with Juve to sign Adrien Rabiot. That's according to Sky Sports, with the same report stressing that there's still some work to do to get the deal complete, with personal terms still needed to be negotiated with his agent and mother, Veronica. Is that Veronique? However, negotiations appear to be speeding up as the Guardian claims Rabiot will cost United an initial £15 million following an agreement with Juve. His behaviour off the pitch has been questioned down the years, but the problems don't stop there, with his mum having a record for being extremely outspoken against the club her son has represented. The clubs, sorry, plural. The Reds are running out of time as well as options to bolster their midfield department, with the transfer window shutting on the 31st of August. And I'd seriously question if Rabiot is the answer as an alternative to Frankie de Jong.
There you go. There you have it. So, guys, in the comments, one, yes or no. Would you like him at Old Trafford? One, yes or no. Simple. I'll break it down rather than a one or two. Just drop it in and then we'll see what everyone in the comments thinking. So I need to come off that one. So that's the quote from One Football. So thinking about this now, Andy, do you think this is now for Manchester United panic buy station? It is all panic buy now.
Yes and no. I wonder who leaked this information on Sunday night.
I love it. Yes, true, actually.
I wonder who leaked this, because the club wanted to distract everybody from the performance and the criticism, because they're now monitoring social media. That, let's say, their little team of preppers will be in that room monitoring all this now, and they say, what we're going to do, how can we twist this into a positive? How can we make people believe this is right? I mean, if this is a stop, if we can't get De Jong till January, this could be a short-term solution. It has to be. It has to be. Because if you can't get De Jong now and he's digging his heels in, I mean, Bent Barca, I've read it all about today about now they've got criminal activity with his contract. This is comical. I mean, they're pulling levers, coat hangers, dodgy lawyers, everything out. But I think it has to be a short-term solution. But if we can get De Jong in January with this mess it's here now, unless it can get sorted now, I will take this. I will take this short-term gap.
Wow. Okay. Let's ask you the question.
I cannot have medication for McTominay again. I cannot watch them again.
Paracetamol doesn't work anymore.
No, neither does Cocodamol. Now I've got bad sciatica in my legs, and I'm telling you, after that walk from Old Trafford yesterday.
Oh, well, on Monday, yes or no? Would you take him?
If what's the name? If the manager wants him, yes, that's a yes for me. I'll just say this: I rate him as a player.
There's a lot of no's.
There's a lot of no's.
That's fine.
There's
yeah,
so
but what's the no's come from? Let's look at the negativities here. As Andy said, we lost the game, and they put out some news that's going to make us look, oh God, we're excited about this. And there's a lot of stuff about his reputation as well, which is a bit soiled because of all the stuff that he does. I remember they lost Paris Saint-Germain, and he went out into a nightclub. He was banned after that, shortly afterwards. But he's a cultured, creative, nice left-footed player, similar to Ruiz, who we wanted, similar to Matic, who we had. Someone who can play with their head up, similar to Redondo, left-footed guy, plays with his head up. can take the ball out, drive with the ball as well. Good passer, good classic European player. I like him as a player. I've always liked him. I thought, okay, this guy's neat and tidy, does his thing. And what we have to understand, what's evident to us, is that we need a player who can pick up the ball from deep. This is why we're after Frankie de Jong. And we also said, if we can't get Frankie de Jong, we need to get someone, which is very rare, who can do a similar job to him. So a deep line playmaker, someone who's got good technique, who can pick it up, play with their head up, play passes through the lines to reach their target. You know, I think with the issue that we have, we've got McTominay. Let's look at McTominay and look at Fred. Two players that we discussed and no one's happy with at the moment. McTominay, given the ball, he has to drive with the ball, you know, strong in straight lines to reach his target, to feel confident to pass it to his opponent, to the next player. Now, he's not going to hit a 60-yard ball and feel confident of doing that. He's not going to get out of his feet like that. So that's not the sort of player he is. So that's why I don't really rate him as a midfielder. He works hard, but I don't think he's got that in his game to get out of his feet and pop it quickly. I think if we had a player like that, we could pop it to Rashford and cause a one-on-one, or pop it to the Sancho and cause a one-on-one where we can create more, you know. By the time McTominay gets out of his feet and drives towards the player, they can get themselves in shape, and then suddenly they're doubled up on Sancho, doubled up on Rashford, and then we have to play it back. This is why people say, oh, we played it back and forth, whatever. You've got to play. I think the manager wants to play things early. So if you can play between the lines, you've got the talent to do that, then it's easy. Fred, for example, he's played a lot of games, and he doesn't win his duels. He's not very strong. He's not very strong on the ball. And so when you do give him the ball, in the third opening minutes yesterday, he gave the ball away without even looking. He hasn't got that vision. He doesn't scan. So first time pass, gives it to the guy in our box who nearly had a shot to score within minutes. Fred is not that player either. So you need someone like Rabiot who does have that criteria that we're looking for. He might not be Frankie de Jong, but as Andy was saying, short-term measures, he could come in and do a job for us, which is better, in my opinion, for the role that we require that both McTominay and Fred cannot perform at the moment. And it's going to, I say at the moment, no matter what training you have, I don't think they would ever be able to have that in a game. Get out their feet. Look at Eriksen. Eriksen's, to me, traditional number 10, but he's able to drop in as a 6, get out his feet and spray the ball, you know, to perfection and play, you know, get out his feet very quickly and pass it very quick and slick and between the lines as well. So I rate that in his game. But we're asking him to do something which is not really natural to him. So I'm sure he'd prefer to play higher up the pitch a little bit than doing that. But he will do a better job than with the role and with the system of the team than McTominay and Fred. That's why I think Rabiot should be a yes. So as Ruiz, as Neves, as all these players, because they all can do the job, the role that we require to make the system work and click, they can do it a lot better than the guys that we have now. What I will say this, Zidane Iqbal, for me, really impressed me with what he could do. Now, you might not want to throw him in now. I reckon you should, but and a lot of people have said that as well. I reckon you could throw him in now and he'd do a fantastic job. What I saw him do in pre-season, I'm like, wow, baller. I'm loving it. And the manager on his back as well. You can see we heard about the thing where he's swearing at Zidane and saying, do it better or whatever, keep the ball down. But he's a very good player and someone who's got a place there. So long term, I think Zidane Iqbal can do the job. And I just think it's about the role. We need someone who can perform the role. Forget about the past. Forget what he's done. He will come here now. He can reinvent himself. As my good friend Lostella said in the comments, Cantona had a past and he turned up and was a maverick and ended up doing well. So don't you want players with character? Don't you want someone who's going to say, up yours and, you know, have a little fire in them? I'm sure the fans will be behind him. If he's a MOFO, who knows? They might. So I'm saying yes to Rabiot, and I don't understand. I can understand, but don't bite people about the reasons why we shouldn't sign him. I saw some, like as Mr. P was saying, I saw some stats compared to Scott McTominay. I'm thinking, can you not do the eye test? Plug for tomorrow's like show with Mr. Bath time, 10 p.m. eye test. We'll be going for everything.
We've got a European. I say as well. We've got a European competition coming up as well. We're going to need experience, and in a Europa League campaign, you imagine us falling at the first hurdle of the Europa League with this squad. That's the target for us. If that's our way through this season, maybe Ten Hag say, I can't do anything in the league with this squad. I'm going to have to settle for the best as I can. I'm going to need European reinforcements because the draw soon. It'll pan out your season as well. This Europa League, to fall at the first hurdle, it'd be absolutely criminal. And like I say, and we're going to need more players in. And if we can get through to January in a knockout stage, maybe Dion can come in through that. And at the end, so we're going to need players for, like I say, as well as Premiership and the European. Even though there's no League Cup, there's only one. We're in the third round, and the rest is after Christmas and the World Cup. But we're going to need European experience.
And quick one as well. Jacqueline was saying that you should take up yoga rather than taking aspirins.
Yoga, no. I'd rather go on my Xbox and PlayStation. That is my therapy. Bang, bang, bang.
Brilliant.
Put McTominay and Fred. You can put them in your computer, can't you? Through the settings, like you just say, I can drop you on this.
Don't give Mr. B the idea as well, because Mr. B will take you up on that as well. Absolutely take you up on it. Quick one, OMONDI. Just a couple of questions. Guys, we can't go through all the comments. There's tons of people. 55 people in the chat, guys. If you're new to the channel, please give us a subscribe. We're about 6 or 7 away from hitting the 70 mark as well. We appreciate all the support as well, guys. And make sure you give us a like as well. So, Amanda, would you mind just having a few comments, please?
Okay. Look at the stats from Rabiot. They don't reflect that OMONDI. So it's referring to, I was comparing McTominay and Rabiot, something you posted earlier, I think, Rebel. So what do they reflect? I'd like to know. Matthew Bassett saying City want Pateta. He used to play for AC Milan, a Brazilian guy, a midfielder from Lyon. He's a very good player. And I think City want him right now. His stock has gone up again, going back to Lyon and playing really well. Just going to go through, because I haven't really identified any sort of comments here. Just going to do them randomly. That's about Barcelona. All right, here we go. So Box is saying Fabian Ruiz is the one to get. He's someone who's been on our radar for a long time. PSG's gone to PSG now. That's confirmed, is it?
Not confirmed.
MUFC is saying Andy Tate, Frankie de Jong won't be joining, lads.
I tend to agree. He's getting pointless now.
Yeah.
Pointless.
Just going through again. So you were asking a question about, I'll just do this one for you, Errol. It was a no for Rabiot from Andrew Williams. Vincent saying no. Colin is saying no. Dale Griffiths is saying no. Bill Badger, my man, is saying yes. Thanks, Bill. And Jackie, well done, Jackie. She's saying yes. You can see what we did. Hell no, says MUFC. Septar says no.
So you still want to stay with McTominay? Hey, God help you.
Exactly. You tell him, Andy. And Lostella is saying yes. Same page, my brother. And Kate is saying no. So it's about 60-40 for the no's. I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. 48 in the chat. If you wouldn't mind just giving us a like, and if you're new to the channel, just give us a subscribe. We are on to the next topic now. Arnautovic, we're going to be talking about Manchester United again, linked with yet another striker. And I think this is the 5th year now where we've been we got old strikers in, just coming towards the end of the career. Again, something like probably Andy said, short term. But Andy, is this something short term, or is this just, I don't know what the hell's going on, because this is going totally backward, absolutely backward.
Well, I could understand if you were fighting relegation maybe in January and you were at the bottom of the league, but no, I could if you were desperate to stay in a football league, if you were that final push for the playoffs from any club, but no, this is it's dangerous, and it's farcical. It really is. And it comes with baggage, serious baggage.
Yeah, and with it, obviously, we remember him at Stoke. You know what? I've got to say, I did like him because he did score a few goals and they were screamers. But at his age now, there's nowhere on earth I would want him to come to Manchester United, especially listening to like the when Arnold and everyone, they were making this whole plan of the clubs, we're going to change the ethos of transfer, we're going to get the younger certain age bracket we're looking for, and now all of a sudden to be looking at players who are very cheap, but we're going to give them high wages to come to Manchester United, who's at the end of the career on Monday.
He's there for the payday.
Yeah,
I'm a bit surprised about this speculation about him. I think maybe this is a short-term player, 33 years old, playing for Bologna. I mean, come on. He's obviously on the slide now. He's not as good as he used to be when he was in the Prem. I think he's a very direct player, strong runner. He's got attitude as well. Someone with a bit of charisma, a bit of a personality, a bit of bite to him, like a dog. Woof, woof, woof. You should. I'm not going to set off your dogs, by the way. I'm not trying to do that to get you in trouble. But
They're
yeah,
going
he's a
off
bit
constantly.
of a dog, the way he plays. And sometimes, as we were saying with Rabiot as well, sometimes you need that in the side, someone who's you got a bit about them. We have got Martinez. Apparently, he's the new dog of the team. He was sliding around and nearly got himself sent off yesterday and nearly gave away a penalty, you know. So there's that risk about it. A lot of people are saying a lot of negative stuff about things he maybe said in the past that may be perceived as prejudice or something like that. That doesn't bother me. I'm talking about a footballer here, what he can do for us. Just to sort of, I'm trying to, when I'm saying that, we're discussing the pros and cons as a footballer coming to the club, whether he could do a job. That's all I'm discussing. And I don't know enough about what's happened there, but I'm looking at him as a footballer and I'm thinking to myself, forget the rest, forget it. Look at this footballer. He's direct, he's strong, very physically strong.
He's shit.
Let me just say the pros and cons, please. He's direct, he's strong, he's got attitude, like I was saying earlier. The weaknesses are his age. I just think he's maybe wouldn't be a first teamer. I can think of numerous players that I feel would do a better job than him. And I just think to myself, this 17 million, for example, that we're supposed to pay for Frankie de Jong's wages and everything, why don't you just get that done rather than spending money on someone like this guy from Bologna, who's, I'm saying I wouldn't sign him. I wouldn't sign him. But I'm trying to, what I'm trying to do is balance up what he's got and what he hasn't got. And then, like you said, this prejudice thing, these comments that come out, that will cause rival fans to say, look at you guys. Why would you take someone like that? And that doesn't, when I say that doesn't bother me, I'm just looking at it as a footballer, you know?
Mr. B, simple.
I'm not having him. I'm not having him. He's 33 years old. He left West Ham to go and play in China. He kicked up a stink to move to China for the money. And now we're going to get him back into the Premiership where no other team in the whole Premier League, it's not just no other team in the whole Premier League is going to be looking at Arnautovic. They had Belotti there on a free. If that's the case, we could have got Belotti on a free. And now we're going to spend 7.5 million or 8.5 million on Arnautovic. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to put a transfer request in because he wants to come. So then we're now going to have Arnautovic playing at our club. You know, you talk about all of the outside. The outside shit is a lot of shit. It's a lot. We don't need a headache. We don't need a play like that at the club. His ability, he's something different. Jesus Christ, do you know how much different players we've got? All we need is a good player, and then he's going to be different to everything we've got at the club already. But we're going to bring in trash. No, it don't make no sense. It makes absolutely no sense bringing in Arnautovic.
And for me, I'm looking at it as well. And I don't know, does anyone agree with me? I'll just let you guys have your say rather than individually. Ivan Toney, that's a player that we could have probably tried to look at. I don't know how much he would worth, but couldn't we be looking at Ivan Toney? If we're sitting there, so we're so desperate, why are we not looking at a player like him?
I would consider him. I really would, because sometimes you've got to go for broke. You can't keep going for these short-term gaps. We've had it for the last few years. We've had Cavani, with Igalo, even though it was his dream, and he was a bit all right, Igalo. But I say the pandemic cut his time short, United. But we want young, fresh blood. I mean, take a chance. Young, fresh blood. Let's say Cisco as well. Take a chance on these. You say they're only young. Cisco's 19 as well. Tony. Just go. Don't go for old players anymore. We're trying to steer away from that. We were told this is a new start. We have to go forward and not dragging up the past. And this is rinse repeat. It's like a washing machine. Rinse repeat. You're just washing it and washing it and washing it, and the stains won't come off. we've got to go forward with young creative players. He just can't go to the old. I mean, there's one freak, and we've got him at the moment. That's it, Ronaldo. There's one freak, but the rest, no.
Yeah. And it's good what you're saying there, Andy, because it seems like, as I said, it's gone from, or is it from like the LVG days straight through to where we are now, and every season it seems like they're bringing someone who's at the end of their career at Manchester United. It's just getting worse and worse, and it's almost, we are in decline at the moment, and we as fans, we've got to look at it that way, because I can't see, apart from the manager coming in and trying to sort of build something, but they're not giving them the tools to help build the foundation to take us to the next level.
I agree. I mean, you can make an example, like say the only other old person that worked was Zlatan for the season. That was it. But they're two freaks of nature. They look after themselves brilliantly. Like Zlatan's gone back to LA Galaxy now, has he? I believe he's back at Galaxy. He won a Serie A. So, but you just have to go forward now. It's forward. It's young players, hungry, willing to learn, willing to be part of a project. I mean, why don't you just look out? Go out. Why didn't he speak to Ralph Rangnick? Hey, go and speak to him. Swallow some pride and go and speak to him privately. I mean, the scouting network at United, what is it doing? Maybe Ten Hag's looked at the scouting system and thought, what the hell is going on? What is this? I know he wants his own players, but maybe, like I say, why don't you just look elsewhere? Look at Ralph Rangnick. Pick up the phone, have a call, man. I know you and Steve McLaren are tight. You were at FC20, and you won a league and that, and as well, and that Bologna lad, he was there playing for him as well. But just pick up the phone, man. Talk to Ralph Rangnick and say, look at the youngsters, because like I say, he's gone to Leipzig today. Is there next season? Some youngster.
Yes. I saw it today.
So, the talent's passing us by, and we're just stood in stationary mode. That's what we are. And I say United will be monitoring all this tonight, and the output on the second transfer. First transfer, I'm all for it. The second transfer, no, and they're like that. Oh God, what we done now? No. We'll have to Let's just walk away from this because this could damage the dressing room. This could damage the fan base. And we're supposed to promote diversity. Everyone's equal. No. We don't want baggage in this club. Don't need the grief. We're trying to be calm about the situation this season. And this is just going to pour petrol on the fan base even more. Yeah.
And they'll be watching the Mania agenda as well to find out what players we said.
I hope they're looking at me through the cameras now. You know what I mean? Because you think you're big, you're not paid for what you do, but you're paid to monitor our feelings. So monitor this.
Exactly. I'm under a few little comments there. Would you mind just going through some of them? There's a few newbies I've seen on the channel, guys. If we haven't already comment out, we apologize. There's been so many comments as well, but they're so scattered everywhere. It's hard to keep up with them.
So two I just want to touch on here. So UK Stranger said, I'm wondering you're off your head, son. And Kay said, I'm getting frustrated with Ormond, who I think is humans. That's no, just no. So they're really getting offended by my comments. So obviously there's things people don't like this guy. They clearly don't like him. It's a big no. No need for you to do the ones and the twos.
I was going to do it, but there's no need for it. I know that.
I think everyone's saying that thing. So here we say, Kay saying, the way OMONDI is saying things, I'm guessing this is reasoning behind those signings by the Glazers. Okay, here we go. So he scored 11 goals in 3 years in China. So that's the form guide for him. It's not very good, is it? He did score 11 goals twice, 2 years running in the Premiership. His most recent time in the Premiership, I think, for West Ham. Box is saying, could you see Arnautovic playing for Arsenal? He's asking the question. No. It would be quite funny, he says, bath time to see 75,000 people booing a United side every time he shuts the ball. That would be Arnautovic, I imagine. He's not liked. Box is saying Ivan Toney would be 80 million. That's probably why we wouldn't go in for it. Disagreed by bath time overall. He said about 70 million. because you mentioned him. So come to some reason here. Jackie's saying a no, toxic, no, thank you. He's a fool with his attitude. It's not for the club, it's for his own self. I think we're talking about the Arnautovic still. I want to say hi to Elias as well. Elias is saying you really expect something to cheer this from this board, asking the question. Kay is saying we might as well get Eric Cantona back in. So I think it's unanimous here. Everyone's saying no. And by the way, Vincent's saying 43 likes at the moment. Do you want more? Is that what
we do. We do need it. 42. Yeah, there you go. Andy said it. 50. Let's get the 50.
Man. Get the likes up. Share the video. Come on.
I just want to say this last comment.
This is a growing channel.
This is from Bath Time. Bath Time saying the scouting network has allegedly recommended several times some of now the best players in Europe over the last 5 years. So the scouting network has allegedly recommended several times some of the now best players in Europe over the last 5 years. So we've probably had people in our database who have gone on to be good players that have been in our scouting network, but probably not signed. So,
but the Glazer won't sign them because they won't do their thingy. Thing. A Rich Sports has just popped up. Andy, guys, would like to say thanks to everyone who's watching, liking, sharing. 42 in the chat, guys, and apparently there's only about 41 likes. So just make sure you guys are hitting that like. If you're new to the channel, just give us a subscribe as well. So to plug some shows, tomorrow night, if you are into your fantasy football, it is kicking off tomorrow 8:30 on the channel. Also, on Tuesday night at 10 o'clock, the eye test is there. So make sure you guys come and challenge OMONDI with his eye test. He will be with Bath Time.
With Bath Time, and it will be a beautiful show for connoisseurs of tactics and going into detail and think.
Can I?
You come and tune in, because it would be last week was a debut show. Bath Time was really good, and he's come back again. He's going to talk about the Brighton game.
Can I just say, what mark did you give Maguire yesterday, Monday?
I gave Maguire an 8. Okay,
right. You guys all heard the score that he gave him. Now tune into the show and let him know that he was totally wrong with his scoring. Sorry, Andy.
Andy, what would you have scored a Maguire out of 10 yesterday?
As much as I'm finished with him, I will give him a 7. I'll give him a 7.
And we're watching an eye test show with Amanda, who gave him an 8.
So me and Andy are on the same page almost. It's only one score out. So if you got anything,
finished with Maguire. Yeah, I respect. I'm finished. He's got a 7, but I'm finished with Maguire. I'm really finished. It's the Liverpool interview last season. That's what finished it with me. He could win the World Cup like Pogba did, but he will still be slabhead Maguire. That's it. If we win the World Cup, I don't care. He'll still be Harry Maguire.
Andy, look, we got close in scores, and I think we have to bump heads here. I thought he played well yesterday. He cleared the ball. He had really good blocks as well. Okay, get low. He was having to communicate with someone he's playing with for the first time in Martinez. I think he done really well. He's sprayed some nice balls, 60, 70 yards to feet.
He did.
Into the
but
space.
He was responsible.
So I don't see why he gets so much stick when you compare him to Martinez. Who Martinez almost gave away a penalty. He was a bit rash trying to intercept the ball a couple of times. And with the goal as well, Welbeck went off. He went with Welbeck, but he couldn't get there on time, whatever. There's communication issues, everything else. I thought Maguire was better yesterday than our guy, the new boy, who's got the time to settle in. I think Maguire played well.
But Harry Maguire still does what he does. He put up his hand peeling for offside. I mean, come on, man. It's desperation.
Was it close?
No, of course he was outside.
We're talking centimetres, Andy.
Desperate. Look. You could see him play the runner. You could see him. He had a quick glimpse. All right, maybe it was only half a second. But Martinez, they were both responsible. He looked. He could have done something, even though there was a Brighton player behind him. But he had a split-second decision to make. He didn't make it. They both seen it. They were both responsible. So I say, Martinez, he had a bit of a stinker first game, but it's his first game. And I'm sure Harry Maguire was a bit out of touches in his first debut season. I remember the Spurs game, wasn't it? The 7-1. So He's yeah, I can remember that. He was all over the place.
Andy, you're telling off Maguire for putting his hand up for an offside, which was kind of close when Welbeck went through. It's kind of, I would put my hand up and say, oh, you know, offside. I think that's the natural thing that centre backs would do. No, I'm just rebutting this point. I think it's a natural thing that centre backs will do. They raise their hand and say, is that offside? Put their hand up. And putting his hand up doesn't say, right, I can't run or get back. He's still trying to get back.
He doesn't.
He might have been past this, but he did still try to get back.
I tell you what, when Harry Maguire scores, he'll call me out. I know he will. If he scores again, he'll do that.
He'll do that, yeah.
He'll do that. Andy Tate on the t-shirt. How about that, Andy Tate?
And I've been giving him the hell.
I'm going to
giving him the hell then, Andy.
I'm going to ask you this. Quick one. Armando, you scored Harry Maguire at 8. What did you give Christian Eriksen? A 10?
An 8.
An 8. So he was our best player. He was our best player on the pitch, and you scored in the same score.
Look, football's about opinions, isn't it? Like, and I looked at the game and then 25 minutes we were doing a show. I looked at the game and I thought to myself, wow, the two better players for me was Harry Maguire and Eriksen. They both stood out. So that's why I separated them from everyone else. If you notice, everyone else I gave a 4 or 5 or maybe a 3 with a couple of players. I emphasize the separation that Harry Maguire stood up and done well. With all the pressure he's under, I thought he played really well, blocking, heading, clearing, doing the job as a defender. And I thought Eriksen was magnificent as well. So my whole thing about scoring is to separate the difference between players that represented and players that didn't. They just were getting 3s and 4s.
But Armando, last thing I'm going to say. Go on, Andy.
I will agree with Eriksen's second half. He drew a save. He drew a save at the Stretford end. I mean, that was a nice bit of skill. Low and hard. Keeper saved it, but unfortunately, there was nobody racing in on it. So let's say, I will agree with Armando. I say 8 for what you call it, for Eriksen. He was a little bit of a spark there, but he needs the tools around him as well. Yeah. He needs help.
Needs a lot. Needs I was going to say Jesus in his life as well. But you're saying about
it says a lot when a guy who's come back from what's happened to him to be a bright spark. Yes, on Sunday for United, it says a lot about the rest of that team.
Yeah.
Shall I just read out his comment here because I like it? It's a big boost to me. He said you can tell him when he played football at a high level, a high standard. He knows the game, and that's from Box, who is probably up there with Bath Time and all the others as one of the most knowledgeable guests on the show or commentators on the show. Yes, I have played at a high level. I don't like to boast, and I do know the game. I believe I do, and I like to talk football. And people might disagree with my certain comments, whatever, but this is what we're here to do: bump heads.
Yes or no, guys? Just straight yes or no.
No.
What clown? He'd gone before Maguire had come.
No, he's asking. Would you have kept?
I like Chris Smalling. I thought Chris Smalling
was decent.
Yeah. The question really here is, I would have kept Smalling over Jones. I thought that was at the time it was Smalling and Jones. I thought, oh right, we're selling Smalling, we're keeping Jones.
How is Phil Jones still here? He's unreal. I really don't get this. He's still got another year. His contract runs out at the end of this season, and he's just sitting there living it up, raking it in.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Bologna basically not interested in selling. Just came out news reporting apparently they want him. So good. I'll take that all day long. But guys, any final word, Andy? There
will be changes Saturday night. I do think there's a Ten Hag storm and there's an axe going to wheel down on some of these players on Saturday. You're going to see some youngsters. You're going to see a certain legend put up front as well, a certain 37-year-old. So he's going to, let's say, rock the Casbah. Shake the boom, boom, shake the room. He's going to do that Saturday. He's going to do that, and I hope he does. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to do my own watch-along Saturday night as well.
Oh, brilliant.
On my own YouTube channel, ATTV MUFC. So I'm going to see what all this is about and see if I can keep it. I will try not to swear, but I will try.
Andy, here you go. Plug it. You go ahead, sir. Plug it. Plug it. Take it away.
I'll be Man United watch along on my own channel, ATTV MUFC, Man United v Brentford, 5:30. I'll be on about 5:20. I will look at the lineup, express me desire or disappointment at the lineup, and we go from there. and we'll see what happens after the game. Then it's on to Liverpool,
Okay,
and it could
Andy,
be double digits.
can you also tell everywhere where they can actually find you as well, please?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram at Andy_MUFC_Tate, and I'm on TikTok as well. Just type in Andy Tate and you'll see me on TikTok. So yeah, I'm on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. All bit of fun. My channel is just for fun. I'm here for the emotion. I say it how it is. I'm brutal, I'm fair and honest. You may see me grumpy, but you may see me happy as well. I mean, I could be shouting 21 is coming on Saturday night. Maybe not, but like I say, if we win a trophy this season, a cup, oh yeah, you'll see it on my channel and you'll see me bouncing around, telling you, bouncing around like Zebedee from a magic roundabout.
And for those of you watching as well, 45 in the chat as well, if you're new to the channel, give us a subscribe. But also, Andy's going to be featuring every Monday on here as well. So make sure you tune in every Monday night to see Andy here as well.
I will indeed. I will provide insight and advice to the three wise men.
You need to give it to Monday more, I think. But,
I don't know. No. He's more like the Master Jedi. He's a Sith Lord. He's a Sith Lord. I say I'm just an apprentice, but I'm pretty sure I will learn a lot from the three wise men.
Oh, brilliant. Absolute pleasure having you on. And guys, for everyone who's watching, liking, sharing and subscribing, we apologize that we couldn't go through every single comment, but we are here tomorrow.
One. I don't like
just
it.
That last one.
Go on.
I don't like it. Have you seen the kit?
Yeah, I've got it. Hang on. I had a picture of it. Oh, it was on Facebook before.
Yeah, I've seen disgusting. It's one of the youngsters wearing it, isn't it?
Looks like a lime. Look, the lime is. We're limeys. This is what we are, man.
Disgusting.
A joke. But guys, it's been an absolute pleasure, and wow, that hour flew past. 47 in the chat. If you're new to the channel, give us a subscribe. If you're not new to the channel, just give us a like, and also set your notification bell. We go live at 8:30 every night, and we've got our packed show this week. We've got literally a show every day this week, so make sure you tune in. And as I said, tomorrow night fantasy football. Tomorrow is the last. Well, you might as well join. Let me put the code up quickly. This is the code for the fantasy football. Make sure. Amanda, would you mind taking it off? Huddersfield fans in the building as well. So hello to you, sir. Just in case we missed you. The code is 1CZLY1. Just make sure, screen grab it quickly and join the fantasy football league. At the moment, on Monday, for some reason, is quite high up than everyone else in his debut season, first game. But you know. Luck of the draw. So from us tonight at the Man United Agenda, I would like to say thank you all for watching, sharing. Andy, absolute pleasure. Looking forward for next Monday night seeing you. And
big up, Andy.
It's been a pleasure, Andy. Absolutely brilliant having you on. And as what Jacqueline said, a breath of fresh air as well. It helps us and it helps the channel grow as well, having you on with us as well. And you are the Man United Agenda part of the team. So, you know, and we will support you on your channel as well. What I'll do after the show, I'll get your link in the description and put it on the description as well. So if anyone wants to just click the link, go over and subscribe to you as well.
Yeah, I've got that 2,200 subscribers, so I'm doing well.
Yeah, wow. Brilliant. So I'll do that after the show anyway, Andy.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. So from us at the Man United Agenda, I would like to say thank you for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribe. Good night.
Good night.